Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Dave Landau.
I am Quarter Black Garrett.
And joining us as always...
Hi, I'm Angela.
Hey.
Hi, Angela. Welcome to Normal World. Thank you all for coming back.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. It's Hump Day.
Hump Day.
And that means... I don't know what that means at all.
That means like and subscribe.
Tongue punch the box.
Right there. Watch it come in. There it is.
There's a tongue.
It happened.
Delicious.
Tasty.
And this weekend, come out. I'm going to be in Fort Wayne, Indiana at Summit City Comedy Club. So come out to that.
Look at all these other dates you got. You got so many dates.
Yeah, I got Poughkeepsie, New York coming up, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Omaha, Nebraska, Tampa, Florida.
Hey,
at Side Splitters.
Oh, with all these dates.
Right? It's amazing how it's just, I want to
Adonis?
Yeah, I try. But joining us today, special guest, you can see him this weekend, Friday through Sunday, at the House of Comedy in Plano, right here in Texas, even though some of you aren't in Texas, but the ones that are should go to this. Please welcome Steve Furey.
Ow.
What up? Stoked to be here, fellas. Can't stop looking at myself in the little TV.
That's why it's there.
It's to get the worst possible angle. I'm trying to catch my eyes.
Stop.
We figured if comics are narcissistic just enough, we want to make sure they can look at themselves the whole time. It's very
Think
important.
about putting this entire wall, making it a TV.
That would have been sick.
It was out of the budget.
Just burnt down Detroit buildings instead. That's the paintings.
Yeah.
Well, the photographs.
Yeah, photographs of reality.
Yeah, that's
Sadly.
all just there.
I know, it's fun, the Detroit ones. You can't tell if that's 50 years ago or today.
That's the best part, and it is today.
Yeah. And there's no windows on any of those buildings. Which
No,
is very interesting.
No.
No glass at all.
No, there's no
All
need
busted
for it.
Glassless City.
It's all squatters. What's funny is one of those buildings has been renovated, and it's now $500,000 minimum if you want to live in it. But then your view is of a completely abandoned building that's been burned out. It's incredible how you can just convince people something has value, like this show.
By people, you mean Chinese investors.
That's correct, or BlackRock, who's buying the
exactly.
entire thing. Yes,
They're not people, they're companies. Well, companies are people, so I guess.
sort of.
Technically as well.
There's
You've ruled that.
There's definitely a top 1% of the 1% that will benefit from that. Eventually, the city won't.
No.
Half of it's owned by BlackRock, and the other half is owned by Crack Rock.
That's right.
Hey,
She's spot on.
don't apologize.
Hey, we fixed our crack problem.
Really?
Did you?
No, you
It's
didn't.
still a serious problem.
Well, they replaced it with fentanyl.
No, there's not. Yeah.
We're kind of drug addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of point. You kind of once you start doing drugs, you go in different ways. You're a downer and upper guy, and then if you get really good, you can come back around and belushi it, and then you do downers and uppers like far.
And then die.
Well, that's a good mix.
That's what you want.
Yeah. See, I like to go up and then bring myself down with liquor. Well, I did. I don't anymore. But that's kind of the fun. Is you start with the upper, then you enjoy the downer so you can sleep. Then once you wake up, you re-up.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
It's
That's
a fascinating world.
It's called your 20s
Yes, it is. And teens.
and teens, and
not
some
my-
30s if it's someone's
On
wedding
and
or
on.
something.
Yeah, some people in their 40s if you're the president's son. People like that. But other than that, if you don't have the
Any
means,
president, really.
any president's son most likely is on crack.
Yeah. Have you seen them? They talk fast.
Every one of them.
Every single one of them.
What else are you gonna do?
That's true.
You can't create your own stuff, right? Because then you're just someone's son. And then when you can't create your stuff, next step, smoke crack and bang prostitutes in a fucking Porsche.
That seems
Sounds
like
tight.
seems like not the worst life.
Bad deal, actually.
Sounds sick. And then you're like the victim because you're like, my dad, I was in his shadow the whole time, blah, blah, blah. And so I guess I'm just going to smoke crack and bang prostitutes, which solid second place. You know what I mean?
It's not the worst way to go through life.
Yeah,
It
successful.
may not be a long life, but it's not the worst
fun.
way to go through life.
It'll be
When
fast.
you
Burn out.
basically get to be a rock star just without the pesky talent or hard work to get in the way of that. You just get the end game immediately.
Yeah, it's always the after party.
Yeah, that's a good deal,
Yeah.
I have to say. So you're in from LA. Are you from there originally?
I'm from Sacramento. It's in Northern
Oh,
California.
yeah, I love Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
It's still nice there.
Sacramento's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. One of the most diverse cities in the world. One of the highest concentrations of trees. I love it a lot. Food's great. It's just a little slow now. I did all I could do up there, and then went to the Bay Area, and then went down to LA.
There's an improv, right?
There is, well, actually, there's 5 comedy clubs when I was there. There was a kind of a C room, a legendary C room called Laughs Unlimited. Then there was improv places, Comedy Spot. Then there's a place called Tommy T's, and then there's a Punchline there. That was
Tommy T's is what I did. That's a great club.
Tommy T's might be dead now. It was not a great club. I think you're thinking of Punchline.
Might be Punchline.
Tommy T's was in an old wooden. You ever seen the movie Hoosiers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine
Twice today.
imagine a comedy club in Hoosiers, large ceilings, a lot of exposed wood,
Echoes.
just a nightmare.
A lot of chatting.
Yeah, a lot of chatting.
You know what?
Speaking of silverware.
I was thinking Rooster Tea Feathers.
Oh, that's in that's in the Silicon Valley.
That's right. That's okay.
Rooster Tea Feathers.
That's why I was thinking of, because the tea.
Well, there's an improv in San Jose too.
I've played that.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
one's
2-story one.
Yeah, that's the one that Paulo Francisco did his famous special in and everything.
Is the
less
real
open
famous
stage.
special or the okay?
Real one.
Open stage to the second floor, like you can jump
It's
off.
a theater.
It's like it was like one time it was like a theater and then they turned it into a comedy club. So it's gorgeous. It's not like a typical club. It's like an old theater.
So if you're like a big act, it's perfect. If you're me,
Yeah, space.
it's a nightmare.
Yeah, we did like
100 people in a 400 seat room.
Hello.
We did 220 a couple years ago, and there was like no need to open the top, but I felt all right about it. I mean, it was a Wednesday.
You like to say
It was still like, it still makes you feel like, we should probably have a bigger
Back in the
name.
day, that's what's happened with comedy clubs. It's like they realize that they can make so much money off like the 5 big acts that come during the year that they build these giant places. Like every comedy club I go to is 300 seats. And it's like now if I sell 150, that would have been a borderline sellout somewhere else.
Right.
But now it's like,
it makes you feel like
empty.
I'm not doing very well because
Yeah.
there's a bunch of empty seats, but really it's perspective.
yeah, it's really, it's a weird place of the business going.
I like a
They've opened a
smaller.
few around here, and they're smaller.
There's a
ones.
ton. I do like smaller ones. Not necessarily. I just enjoy a smaller room, low ceilings. 150 is a good number.
150 is perfect.
Like Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase in Michigan's like that. There's just certain rooms that just have that good feel.
Yeah.
And then there are some theaters where you go into the Chicago Improv's like a hockey.
All improvs.
Used to be a hockey rink. So you go in, it's like 500 seats, and I'm like, who's filling this?
There's bombing and there's a Zamboni cleaning the ground.
Yeah, like we're gonna shut down a hockey rink and turn it into a comedy club is the most ballsy move I've ever heard.
But Kreischer's going to come here twice a year and we'll make $400,000 each time he's here, so it'll make sense.
Yeah, well, right when they built it, and then he went into arenas, and now he's coming back as a favor.
Yeah, it's a favor.
Yeah.
He can still do
He
it.
doesn't have to.
So you're doing live performances, right? As comedians, I have a question for you guys. Do you notice if things have fully come back after the pandemic and all that stuff, and people got scared about going outside and going into
Big time back.
It's back?
Yes, I'd say it's like
More?
It's like an '80s boom going
Really?
on right now. Absolutely,
right
yeah,
now. So
it's
cool.
massive.
Well, you can tell because a lot of the legendary comedy clubs, like one of my favorite, Nashville. Oh, did I just cut you off? Big
No, go ahead.
Like Nashville, Zanies in Nashville.
Great club.
All these clubs are building now secondary rooms.
Yeah.
Wise Guys, another great one. They got the big room and the comedy's booming so much that they go like, this is going to sell out. Now let's try to help someone kind of up on their way up. We built a room that's about 85 seats, and they have those in honestly like a lot of the major clubs have those. I think Washington.
They're great. The red rooms.
All the small rooms are sick.
Well, because in Texas you can do the Red Room 4 or 5 times a year.
Cap City?
Well, there's a few here. There's Cap City. There's Hyenas. There's a bunch
Right.
of them.
There's 3.
It's like
2 Hyenas in DFW area.
yeah, and then there's the one you're playing. There's there's a lot of them. So it's like a lot of them do have that secondary room now.
Yeah.
And if you're living in an area, it's nicer to go and do it more often.
Yes.
Than just one headline week a year. And I think that's also beneficial. But yeah, they're fun too because they're little kill boxes.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the big room is like Jenny Too Scary from TikTok, like someone who's selling an insane amount of tickets.
And shouldn't be. Say it.
I mean,
That was my follow-up question. Are there comedians that aren't comedians that are kind of infusing themselves into the space?
This is how I describe it like this. Comedy has become like a zoo. Like people would back in the day, they go, hey, the red panda's coming this week. You would go to the zoo, you'd see, and you go, hey, I saw the red panda one time. That's kind of what's happening now, where there's a lot of these TikTok people, which I'm not even mad because the way they sell allows me to come in a week later and sell no tickets, but be fine. So I'm not really that mad at them, but that's what it is now. People see these people on their phone and they want to just see them in person. They don't really give a shit what the quality is going to be. And it seems that's why they set up these smaller rooms where other people, which a lot of times, sometimes better comics will be in.
Yeah, I mean, there is this weird thing where some TikTok, we were talking about this yesterday, like some of them take on, it works for a long time. Mm-hmm. Might have somebody with like a 6, 7, 8 year, even longer viral, staying power, even off of one clip. But then someone else can have 10 clips 1 year, and then it's no tickets the second time they come around. It's very hard to guess what's going to stick.
I would agree. Yeah,
it's a very odd time.
Well, the people with the true talent rise, like a guy named Trevor Wallace, who's a buddy of mine, who just puts out the best material, and like to me he's like one of the funniest people on the internet. Just constantly great stuff. But a lot of people, he has
specials and all that.
He has specials and stuff like that. He's like he took from coming up with No Laws with a Clause during the pandemic, turning into a theater act. Where some people, they come up with No Laws with a Clause because that's something they said with their friends since they were in 6th grade, and then everyone's like, "What's your next video?" And they're like, "No balls with the walls."
Yeah,
right.
And it just doesn't really
go
staying
that power with that.
There's no staying power, which is fine. Which has always been this. Even in comedy, there's people that would pop and they get sifted out. Just like mining for gold.
Yeah, there's an odd. Well, I mean, any career is an up and down, but there is an odd pop, and then you go down, and another pop, and you go down. I mean, I've been seeing it for years now. Where even Stephen Wright was an interesting one because I mean, he's always been big.
Yeah,
right.
I remember when I opened for him at a theater, it was like 1,000, maybe 800 showed up. It was like 2004, and then kind of, he was known, and I mean, he's a legend. But then, did Rogan, did a couple more things, put out a book, and then he had that second pop. And it's like you just have a lot of people that have this, again, 80s pop that were popular in the 80s. It's interesting to see that come back.
I mean, we were talking about him before. Pauly Shore is having a pop right now.
Yes.
He's back to going into A clubs and selling stuff. I had some friends who went to his show in Cobb's Comedy in San Francisco a couple weeks ago, and they just were like, he was one of the funniest guys they've seen. It was like, oh, this is interesting, if you just stick with a lot of stuff. I mean, Michael Richards might come back. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Michael Richards.
Mm-hmm. No, but he actually is doing a tour.
Yeah, I think
going on The View.
Back.
So it's like there's a chance. Well, I think there's a chance that all the people that were canceled are going to come back.
Spacey's coming back, which is
Spacey's coming
crazy.
back. That is
we
so
have
weird.
that as a topic.
Okay, we'll wait.
No, please.
That's
we're bringing
like
it up
part
right now.
of that cancel culture. So it's like you get canceled, and then it gives you time to go away, and then they come back and they make their apology tour, and they go, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that."
Well, he was just on
misunderstanding.
He was just on Piers Morgan though, and it's so hard to tell because he's a brilliant actor. I can't.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if you're being honest. This is what you do.
He's like, I didn't know this guy. I don't know this guy. And then later on, he said, I didn't want to spend any time with him. I wanted to stay away. And I was like, well, did you know him? Did you know who he was and not want to stay away, or did you not know who he was?
Well, he's being very specific in the interview. Do we have any video of it if we're allowed to play it? No. He's being very specific in the interview where he's talking about
Did he cry?
I didn't see the cry part, but I saw him talking about
the moans of the children in his van.
Yes, exactly, of the males,
little boys in his van.
That's kind of the thing. Is during the interview, he's like, "Yeah, they were saying that all these young girls were massaging me," and he's deliberately saying "girls" over and over again to gaslight the audience. And that's why when I was watching, I'm like, "I know what you're doing. We all know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you're a phenomenal actor. We all know this. We've seen Seven. We know.
Yeah. He's such a weird guy now too. Like, I don't know. The last 3 years really become unpleasant.
Yeah, he's trying to pull off this weird like uncle grandfather kind of vibe.
Definitely an uncle. The creepy
Definitely uncle. It's more uncle than
it's
than
definitely
grandfather.
the uncle you want to hang out with.
Yeah, I just didn't know. We were doing this charity event. And that's what it's just really about the Vic. It's the old Vic. We're doing some charity work.
He said it was about Clinton. It was with the Clinton Foundation every time he went on the plane, which I don't doubt.
Yeah.
But Morgan also pressed him on exactly what he meant by the catchphrase behaving badly, and he replied, pushing the boundaries, being too handsy, touching someone sexually in a way I didn't realize at the time that they didn't want.
That.
That's so funny.
So yeah, touching someone sexually in a way
that's almost the definition.
They didn't want. You're like, that you do know.
Didn't he also say in the interview, it would be nice if somebody said stop instead of no?
Of course, because no means
what
nothing.
A wild.
No's vague.
Yeah.
No could be anything.
Look, she was saying
no.
I've never it was sex, and I was hearing a no. What am I supposed to think?
What am I going to stop?
Be more clear for me. Yes, you're crying, and I have power over you because I bought you.
Yes, and you're 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't developed the words to know the difference between stop and no yet.
Right. But couldn't you just say stop and make it more clear instead of screaming no in my ear like a banshee?
You called the police, but you didn't say stop.
Yeah, come on.
That's the line.
I would have
My
stopped.
word.
Just because you were kicking me, how did I know you didn't like it? And trying to hold your
Sometimes
pants
they
up.
like it. I like when he's like, I didn't sexually molest anybody. I just touched them in a way that was sexual.
Yeah.
They did not want.
And then they said
I
no,
don't know
but
what
I
I'm
just wanted to say stop.
Yes.
So what you're
I want.
saying is you molested them.
Yes.
That's right. That handsy.
Correct. That's not what I did. I held them down. I kissed them as they screamed no.
That's all I did. And I took my hand and I touched them in places they didn't want me to. How is that molestation?
No, I behaved badly.
Yes. What I'm saying is my manners are uncouth.
I would give him this,
I'm a
though.
horrible person.
I would give him this. It's nice that he's not lying. Right? What he's doing is
it's a
he's
bare minimum.
pretending we're so stupid. He's pretending that we're so stupid that he can rephrase things and we'll be like they're okay. Like he's not being like, I never touched any of these kids. I never made these young boys do this shit and feel uncomfortable. He's just be like, I did this thing with them one time that made them scream no over and over again. I did it over and over again.
But I'm gay.
Yeah, that was the best part too. Is once they called him out, they're like, "So did you wrestle with a 14-year-old boy against his will?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gay," and they're like, "That doesn't work now."
Yeah, that's different.
That's not
Completely different.
You see,
It's not okay. Even if you're gay.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the best. Like, why did you kill that man? Well, I'm gay. Oh, you can go.
Sorry, he's brave.
I had no idea that's why you're drunk and hit him with your car. Like, one. Additionally, he thanked both Elton John and King Charles III. I would keep the royal family out of everything.
You might want to just avoid anybody else.
I'd like
that's
to
on that
thank
flight.
Prince Andrew for being quiet about what happened. So, he revealed that he is being forced to sell his home due to legal bills that have left him many millions of dollars in debt.
Then that means you did bad enough shit that you got this many people to sue you that you had this many bills.
Can you imagine having a Kevin Spacey net worth amount of legal bills and pretending you're innocent?
Yeah, bro.
The dude's been a movie star for 30 years.
He's like, listen, I had 1 to 250 people sue me for trying to molest them.
They proved it in court.
Several million
Whatever.
each, and I'll be darned if I'm not down to 30 mil like some kind of homeless person.
I had to sell my sex wing. I had to sell my sex dungeon. I had to sell my pedophile den. I had to sell my love hole.
Masturbatorium.
That's what I call
It
it.
hurts. I'm gay.
All my hard drives.
I had to sell my silence to Pierce Morgan now. I just need money. I'm trying to rebuy the masturbatorium.
It was in my mother's name, but they came for my masturbatorium.
They somehow knew it was mine.
I
the
put it in
DNA.
a trust. A trust.
Perhaps because I was riding it when they came into the house for my laptop.
This is nothing sacred. It wasn't a trust. Like these boys trusted me to not molest them.
A sacred trust.
Sacred trust.
The oldest trust.
The oldest trust.
I had their word. And now what am I stuck with?
Their word was no.
It wasn't stop.
It wasn't
Listen, not stop.
because I would have stopped.
I would have stopped in the masturbatorium that was under my mother's name.
That's right. Now I'm stuck with 2 mansions and a bunch of young boys. You know what that's like? Hell.
There's no island for me to go to. No private plane at all.
No one's taking me on their plane.
What is America? The PC culture.
Cancel.
The cancel PC culture is coming for me.
That's all it is. I'm telling you. It's liberals.
It's liberals.
It's liberals. And the right.
In the right.
Oh, yeah. Far right.
Yeah,
Pierce, or who do we hate today?
what kind of network am I on right now?
what
Is
is
this CIA?
Can you tell me which way to think, please?
Yes, please.
I just need whatever your group has to believe me.
Trying to apologize.
Oh, I didn't
I have a
know
Stanley Cup I'm trying to sell you.
that. I saw. Oh, I would have worn my cross.
It's a stand
didn't know
for
it was this guy.
Kevin.
That being said, I have a movie coming to Tubi called In the Arms of a Boy.
Yeah. By the way, Billionaire Boys Club, not as fun of a movie to make as I thought it was going to be. Not at all. I should read the script. I
hooked
just
me
sat
with the
there
title.
Should've, yes.
looking at the title with my hard dick and screaming yes. Which is fine.
open
I
the
do
script.
understand the word yes, but no, I don't get it.
Yes, no. Very confused.
He also said last year the Los Angeles Superior Court judge ruled Spacey and his production companies had to pay the makers of House of Cards more than $30 million due to losses as a result of the firing. That kind of seems like bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna jump.
Wait,
on that.
they fired him and they're suing him?
Yeah.
That is a little weird. I'm gonna.
So what
mean
you're
to back
Turns out House of Cards was a children's show.
Yeah. That's what I love. Is they're like, look,
The cards were Uno.
we all like Robin Wright Penn, but we've lost $30 million. Had we just kept the pedophile, we'd still be successful.
They're mad.
show.
Yeah, that's so true. They're like, we lost a pedophile and we lost money. It's like, you should be happy that you're not working with a pedophile anymore.
Look, had we known, we would have defended him more and kept him on the network. But we had no idea we were going to lose this kind of cash.
Yeah, we need to make it from somewhere. And these boys ain't going to pay it.
No.
Yep.
Kevin Spacey now getting a job at Nickelodeon.
That's why everyone gets a special, because it's very, very cheap to produce. So,
Super cheap.
it's incredible, though, that's their stand. Like, yeah, I don't think that's really fair. That as much as I think he deserves a lot of punishment, you can't fire somebody who made you a bunch of money and be like, well, we're not making that anymore. What happened? It's like
Starbucks fired me for jerking off the bathroom and then sued me because I'm not making macchiatos for the next 6 months. Makes no sense.
Yeah, they're like, look, there was a bunch of people in line that could have used your help.
We had frappes after frappes.
The order's lining up.
Yeah, there's one guy.
Where were you?
One guy knew how to make frappes. That's it.
Alejandro can't take all this work. Alejandro was swamped.
He's already
Megan, her
every
bangs
day.
are shorter than ever, and her mustache is coming through, and she doesn't have the hands.
She can't work the register and wear a mask and make coffee.
Please. She's at her wit's end.
This is impossible. We are here for a reason.
Yeah.
Nobody got
Baristas,
lemon
man.
cake. Nobody got iced lemon cake.
Stand for the baristas.
Yeah, that's an odd thing to me. I don't know. Like it's odd if he is innocent, but I don't believe that he is.
For a lot of stuff. He's not innocent.
He's basically admitted he's not innocent.
Honestly, yeah.
And I remember being in LA in 2002 and hearing stuff then, and not even in
At
show
the parties.
business. And then you're at like, oh my god! And then you hear, Richard Dreyfuss's kid story, and you hear the Liam Neeson story where he's like, yeah, I'm going to come to your room later. Then the second he leaves the table, Liam Neeson's like, don't go to his room. Get out of here. You don't.
He has a certain set of skills. You need to leave.
Yeah. Whatever you do, he will take you.
He's a very good actor.
I cannot help you. I have no skills. I do not care about this.
Yeah, he's like, really, I am an actor, and I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to warn you right now.
Is that piss in my pants? Yes, it is. Again.
Yeah, there's too many.
Bryan Singer.
Well, that's why. Like Bryan Singer, my
Corey's
friend
name.
worked for William Morris no, not William Morris, Endeavor at the time. It was before they merged, but they had Bryan Singer, and we were like 19, and a lot of times
Right, in
it was
that
like,
age.
oh, there's a pool party. Like there was just it wasn't illegal, but there was always this
you're on
rumor.
the edge, bro.
You're just living there I'm living there as a 19-year-old, and I'm hearing shit. Obviously, something has bled on throughout the years that happens to be true.
Sadly, I go, if you're
Something bled
hearing
alright.
something.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the years part was incorrect.
All the twinks. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, my pool's ruined, but I like it.
That's what I like.
I go,
enough
if you can
chlorine on
hear
Earth.
stuff around famous people doing dirty shit, you're only hearing the stuff that got so loud. Everything else was done in silence. Not often is someone, everyone's like, yeah, everyone's hearing this guy's doing stuff. And then they go, hey, it turned out that was bullshit. Normally goes, yeah, that was the screams that you're hearing from the grate. But if you went down under,
It's the iceberg.
yeah, it's an iceberg.
It was like the Cosby thing, where everybody had heard that he was like a philanderer and had sex with a lot of women, and sometimes it seemed inappropriate, but it wasn't like, oh, you like straight up were raping these. Like, it was but there was always something.
He also kind of ruined Spanish Fly. When I was a kid, I don't really remember Spanish Fly
No.
being like this thing you rape people with. I thought it was just like this fun thing.
Yeah, I thought it was like an alcohol or something
Yeah.
that you gave girls because he made it so mainstream. Because no one else talked about it.
Yeah.
It was
We
just
came out with a
interesting.
Jello Spanish Fly.
Jello had it.
The Jello.
Jello.
When he had the pudding pops.
Yeah, enjoy the
Drug anybody. I just put drugs in the drink.
If you put it in the pudding, you can't see it. If you put it in the Jello, they're gonna see it.
It does have to be pudding.
It's
yeah.
translucent.
Yeah, it's like, what did you put it in cherry for? You stupid! Oh, come on, filth and flarn.
I gotta do this myself.
That is true. Like he did mention that on every album, and I remember we had
In plain sight, dude.
in 8th grade. We all got A's, and they let us listen to a Bill Cosby record, like as a class, and we were all crying, laughing. You know,
Himself is one of the best ever.
ever. It's still amazing.
Yeah, it's still amazing.
Yeah, it's like I can't. He's a guy
Hard to separate the artist on
that one I did though. I don't know. I still can watch that. Anything he does that's newer, he seems so crotchety and like he's gotten away with it for too long.
What was the most recent one he's done?
He was. It was a Comedy Central one he did that was an hour shortly after.
Right?
Oh yeah, it was before.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't after. But he was doing a tour where he was sitting down on like a big.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
And if his rug was a sweater,
yeah,
sweater was a rug. Do you remember that one? And it was it was a 1 hour special, and he's basically sitting through the whole. And it's not that it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not the best.
Yeah.
And he's a.
It's like seeing Kiss now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
except without the.
I'd rather would have watched that set.
I don't know who I would have rather watched. Oh, you're a Detroit guy. He's from Detroit, right?
Kiss?
Yeah.
No, they just have Detroit Rock City.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
they
from
just
New York.
stole it.
Yeah, which I believe is a song that's actually about a car accident of kids going to see a show in North Carolina. But I did bring my son to see Kiss, and I will say I would rather see Bill Cosby raping me than have to sit through that concert again. That was hell.
Yeah.
I've never been a guy, because you see him and you're like, oh, I'm going to see the most badass thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. And then their music is so fucking gay.
Buddha.
Like
Thank
every
you.
song is so fucking gay, but you're dressed as demons.
I was
Sorta.
made for loving you, baby.
Even how I'm just like, this is fucking lame, bro.
They're dressed as
Before every
demons, but one of them's a
makeup on.
cat. And one of them's
a star?
And
Like, did you lose the plot, guys?
I want to be a cat guy.
when you see him live, like it was only Gene and Paul Stanley were there as like the originals. So everybody else was off, they weren't there. And then you just have two guys who care. So they were having fun and throwing picks to my son. And my son was 7. He plays drums, so he could play along to Kiss. And he's throwing picks to him. Like, so the one guy cared. Like, he's actually playing and having fun. But then he'd leave and Paul Stanley would come over. And it just was the most feminine, drunk aunt at a wedding, lip syncing. Garbage. Like, he's 30 feet from the microphone, just like, Detroit Rock City. Yeah.
Who gave Paul Stanley a white wine?
Yeah.
Sipping rosé. I'm a demon.
And then, dude, his kid's band opened and you're watching it and you're like, well, this certainly seems like the son of a guy from Kiss with a band. Like, there's just one guy's like 30 wearing just a vest, but trying to make it look like it looks like McConaughey.
I think Gene Simmons,
in the 70s.
Gene Simmons' son created a comic book where he just copied other comic book pages, like literally just trace them. Like, he's at that level. So you when you're a son of a rock star, you can just do whatever you want.
Well,
It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier.
a lot of, I think we're going to talk about that, something like that, about PC culture or something being bad.
No, I think it's, and I think it's just not a quality product like Miracle Made.
Oh, man.
Miracle Made, I got to tell you about this. It is, if it's hot in your house at night and you want to cool off, these sheets will do that for you. They have temperature regulating silver infused fabrics. And I'm going to tell you, if you're a sweaty sleeper and get all hot and bothered at night,
Me.
this is the you get real
Right
hot.
here. I get so hot.
Like, let's say you're watching Paul Stanley dance on stage and you're just going through a menopausal hot flash.
Yep.
And then by the time you get home, you need to cover yourself in something to cool yourself off because your loins are on fire.
Oh, yeah. How are you going to do that?
Miracle Made
Miracle
Sheets.
Made Sheets.
They are, you go to miraclemadeSheets.com/normal. And I'll tell you right now, you can try the sheets today, and they have a 100% money-back guarantee if you don't like them, and you get 40% off at checkout. Yep, with the code NORMAL.
Dang.
You know what else you get?
What else you get?
Let's say you're covered in face paint from a Kiss show.
Got it all over your face.
You got 3 free towels coming with you, so that you can take these towels, you can wipe off those kitty cat whiskers.
Wow.
Look in the mirror and just know you're a heterosexual man that loves 70s rock.
After I'm done cleaning my face, is there like another type of towel that
There can't possibly another.
can't be
Oh,
another
oh
towel?
no, there's more. There's a hand towel.
What, for my hands?
That's
I
right.
got the paint all over my hands.
Your face towel's been used. Now you have a hand towel. But what are you gonna shower?
Oh, of course. Yeah, you got to shower off all the shame.
Body towel.
Well,
Rents off that embarrassment.
wow.
Wait, and then get out of the look at there
deal.
she is. Look at
Cozy.
perfect.
That's Paul Stanley right there.
That's him. That's it. It's Ace Freely.
No idea that is.
That's what he looks like without the
what he
makeup.
looks. Yeah.
I could tell why he wanted to be a cat.
Oh yeah, it's
There's a little kitty cat right there.
he's just peeking through, meowing. Yep. And Miracle is so confident. Like I said, it's a 30-day money back, 100%. If you're not satisfied, they're going to give it right back to you.
Oh,
you're going to go, look, here's your money. But they don't worry about it. You know why?
Why?
It's a good product.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So go to
miracle.com/normal.
And use code NORMAL to claim that 3-piece free towel set and save over 40%.
We just lost this.
It's just
Almost there. So close.
Actually, it was off the screen, so technically it doesn't count.
Yeah,
as
that's why I was
Technically, it's
going
outside.
for
I
it.
got to say, Bill Cosby hates Miracle Sheets. He wrote into the show.
I heard he loves Brooklinen, so that's on you guys when you're buying sheets. You want a
Make the right
rapist
choice.
sheets or you want miracles?
Yeah, look, I just, do you like big tongues?
Yeah, of course.
Well, then you like Kiss.
Oh.
All that matters.
Well, what if you took that tongue and tongue punched that like button there?
Oh,
See how I did it?
do it. Like,
Integration.
subscribe, bell,
Called integration.
comment. So John Leguizamo,
Oh, that guy's around still?
he is. I don't know if you've seen The Pest. It's a masterpiece.
I literally wrote down pest on my sheet here.
He's got a few things.
John
He was
Leguizamo,
pretty
Pest.
He was great in some stuff.
in the 90s and some of the movies.
John Wick.
John Wick, and then
Oh, he was good in John Wick. Mario Brothers?
what was the William Shakespeare one? What they did with Jamie Kennedy and
What?
Romeo and Juliet. Wasn't John Leguizamo?
Yeah, he was.
That shit
Yeah.
was fire. John Leguizamo was heat in the 90s.
Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, I was going to
He's in Moulin Rouge.
Empire. Never seen Empire? He's on Warlord.
No, that's
You have a room full of white people.
Spawn.
Spawn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Spawn.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
what.
Spawn.
See?
He's the clown.
These are
There you
bangers,
go.
yeah.
All right.
That's
there
what
you
you
go.
got there
How did
first.
he fuck up?
I don't watch those.
Sorry, guys. I watched them all. I actually did like John Leguizamo for a long time. I don't
He's
know.
kind of just an asshole, though. Like I
Now
like,
he is. He
I
seems
like
to
him
just
in
be
movies,
upset about nothing.
and I like him. I like his stand-up. Some of his story. It's more like stories, but
Storytelling one-man show, but if you look at it for what it is, it's good, yeah.
I enjoy it. But he's just kind of
Everyone
an
sounds
asshole.
the same, but it's good.
Everybody's just John Leguizamo.
With like a more Spanish or less Spanish accent.
Yeah, it's all it is it's like, wow, so your mom sounded just like your uncle?
Interesting.
It's just the same. Yeah, you managed to do 5 shows of these. Yeah. But actor John Leguizamo took out a full-page ad in the Sunday's New York Times to present an open letter. Oh, Carlito's Way. Ad in Sunday's New York Times to present.
Just came to me.
Needed that be out.
Yeah, he was good in Carlito's Way. I want to give credit where it's due.
What about that one he wore a dress? What was that movie? Had Wesley Snipes. and-
Oh, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, solid film.
Oh yeah.
Did she have poop around her neck? That one where they're all drag queens and one person had like
Yes,
and poop.
I think you're right. Yeah,
I don't know the movie detailed.
More know the poop. I focused on
Okay.
that.
yeah. There was
Once that
that.
stuck out, and you're like,
There's a lot of
Good
men in
film.
dresses, and there was one person that had poop. And
What was it? Kick-Ass. He was in, but the second one was garbage. But the first one was
was
really
he in the
good.
first one?
I think he was in the first one. I'm almost
Ask
positive
Jeeves
he was
on
in the
that.
first one. Yeah,
Ask Jeeves on
Ask
that.
Jeeves. He was in the first. 2 with Jim Carrey is abysmal.
It's not very good at all.
The
He's
first.
only in 2.
Okay, then I
He's in
take
the
it
second
back. It does terrible
ruined it.
film. Awful
It
film.
was all his fault.
Kick-Ass 1 I really liked.
I like that
I
movie.
didn't know what I was going to think of it, and I liked it.
That was good.
Comic book is pretty good too.
Yeah. So actor John Leguizamo
Back.
again took out a full-page ad in Sunday's New York Times to present an open letter aimed at Emmy voters. In the letter, he urges voters to consider the performances of non-white actors that should be championed. I thought he was white. John won his first and only primetime Emmy in 1999 for outstanding performance in variety or music program for his comedy special Freak. He has been nominated 3 times since. Boy, that's a rough life, John.
Oh man, nominated 4 times, won once. Man, it sounds like it's only white people.
I think you should take out a giant letter in the front of the New York Times and say that you'd like a trophy. Oh, look, there it is.
Please let this be the year we
it was-
finally embrace change. It
was for him.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
for all artists that aren't white, basically.
It's an Emmys so white because the Oscars were like, listen, we agree there will be nobody who is handicapped ever to play somebody or anybody who's not handicapped to play handicapped.
Yeah.
We're going to add all this to them. Now there's all these regulations of who has to play what, and it's absurd. It just break it down to it's acting. Whoever plays the role plays the role. Black.
Though I
white.
would like to see a handicapped person play a non-handicapped.
We get that a lot. It's called acting.
You just see like a guy walking.
He's got like
Really hard.
harness on.
Okay.
They have to green screen paint it out.
That's what I was gonna say, like a
Yeah.
harness where they're like, "Huh?"
Yeah, he's got a blow chair, but like for some, they just animate his mouth.
Ricky Berwick is out there playing the lead.
Yeah, just like today. He's like, he's really the Daniel Day-Lewis of retards.
Dedicated from birth.
Incredible. And they're like, could you not call him that? And you're like, Daniel Day-Lewis? But yeah, it's...
A technical term.
Sorry, it's my phone ringing. It's my...
It's in the BDSM.
It's what? It's,
What the?
it means I have to take my Ozempic.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm kidding. I am not.
Got you with
yet.
that one.
Yeah.
That was a sneaky one.
What was it? I didn't hear it.
It was a little sneaky.
He said it was in the BDSM.
Yeah, you know the BDSM where it has all of the mental illnesses and
It does.
they're all listed there.
They're all there. I'll find it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, good for
That's a
John. So John will win now.
Was he in a TV show?
I don't think so.
This year, I don't know.
It's
I
just
feel
a
like
way of
Abbott
staying
is a-
relevant.
Does Abbott Elementary win stuff? I see their shit everywhere.
Is that a thing?
Hell is that?
Oh, Abbott Elementary. That's like the best probably television show right now.
Who's in it?
Janelle James, Quinta Bronson. It's kind of like the guy Chris from Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a sitcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's I think.
Is that big right now? I don't watch.
I think it
TV,
is
dude.
big.
I mean, as
now
far
that
as
I
like
think-
television shows are big anymore,
Yeah.
I think it's probably like the biggest comedy.
Yeah, as far as primetime goes
Yeah.
in on network. I mean, some of them do still get viewers. Just I think it's very hard now.
We talked about that before with the Young Sheldon. That is the most watched TV show on streaming.
I think it's a lie.
It's one of the most watched.
Yeah,
Like
I think-
who is watching Young Sheldon?
I don't know one person who watched. If you
A
watch
single
it,
person,
please leave in the comments why you have.
and then leave.
And if
out.
you do,
You
Yeah.
can stay, but just
No.
tell us why.
well, it's like
Explain
streaming
yourself.
on stuff. Like who's going? Oh, thank God, I can watch all of it.
I can binge watch.
Yeah, or they watch, or they watch The
Kevin
Big Bang,
Spacey.
and they're like, "I need to know what happened before this. What happened before these four retards got in an apartment together, started trying to finger blast this blonde bitch whose dad works for a fucking television company. That's the only reason she got this
Bazinga.
fucking job.
And they work at the only cheesecake factory that looks nothing like a cheesecake
They
factory.
worked at a cheesecake factory. No, they were
She did.
Part of the
She did. It was the whole advertisement
did?
every day. Yeah. So they go and eat at Cheesecake Factory every day. I've watched 3 episodes against my will.
and was bombarded by commercials.
So maybe
of
she didn't,
Cheesecake
but in
Factory.
all 3 she did. Like I can't stand that. I can't stand any of it.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, nobody's like, "Where's the origin story for this hero?"
Turns out he was retarded as a kid too. Crazy.
Oh, he was very rude and had autism. What a fun show.
Base a whole sitcom around that.
That's really all it is, right?
I believe so.
I don't think there's another.
I've never
level.
watched an episode of it.
No, I've never seen
It's
it.
horrendous.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. No, it's, here's why.
apologize.
How weird would it be if you're just very much into a show that's about an autistic child? You're like, guys, listen, I would come hang out with you, but young Sheldon's on tonight. He's a quirky, nerdy boy who I just like staring at.
It's my favorite show.
Young Sheldon and chill. You tell that to a girl to come over. She wants to come over and watch an autistic boy, and then I can finger you.
Do you like that?
You're like,
You're like, what do you mean you want to watch something else?
don't come yet. He's about to say a joke.
It's gonna say the catchphrase.
Are you even paying attention to me? Not really. I'm trying to look past you
Try to come when he says bazinga.
so I can
time
yell
it
it at
just
the same
right.
time.
Bazinga! Thank you for coming
That's
over.
my power move.
Your money's on the shelf.
Yes. It's just filled with young Sheldon merchandise.
Monopoly dollars.
Don't touch the Funko Young Sheldons.
Yeah, yes, please.
Turns
Make
out he
sure you
is Young
take
Sheldon.
just the money, which is the least valuable things on that shelf.
Don't touch the Funko Young Sheldons.
None of my memorabilia. Lunchbox. Very pricey.
Yes, it's very. It's a collector's item.
It is.
There's I was also a big fan of old Sheldon. I just like the young one more. I just want you to know it's not like
Not for weird reasons. I just think he's a good actor.
yeah. I just think the young ones have got a lot of talent.
I just enjoy that they were both very hairless.
Yes, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go to dinner with them.
Oh.
Or watch that show where
course
he's
I would.
really gay. What is that show he did? He did a show. It was about the 70s.
Seinfeld.
Yep, that was it.
Was that?
It was 1960s porn because he gets Rock Hudson to
Young Sheldon?
lay him. No, the old one.
Older Sheldon.
Older Sheldon. Older.
I was like, I might have to watch this fucking show.
Young boy.
Old
You
Sheldon.
haven't seen the Rock Hudson Young Sheldon?
Collab?
It's a crossover.
Yeah, long story short, he doesn't become old Sheldon.
Turns out he wasn't retarded. He was just molested heavily as a child.
Messed him up.
Yeah, Rock
Messed
Hudson
him
gave him a
up.
cough that wouldn't go away. He never meets anybody.
Rock Hudson sounds like the name of a guy who would molest.
Oh, yeah.
you.
Yeah, Rock Hudson was what they made up to sound straight, by the way, because he was so gay. They were like, here's what it is.
It's the manliest name.
Rock Hudson, nobody will know.
Under the radar.
Yeah,
Rock.
it's Bruce Skyline. Like, it's just...
Why was that considered such a gay name, Bruce?
Bruce was considered a gay name even during the Hulk. That's why they called
Yeah.
him Dr. David Banner on the TV series.
Changed his name.
Yeah.
Because Bruce is so
Because
gay.
of
I
the
don't get it.
shark from Jaws was gay.
Oh, he's trying to eat guys.
Oh, that's right. Well, and Bruce
I ate a girl.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
he-
Swimming
the first-
naked.
Well, hey, man.
He
First chick
tried
killed.
one, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. He went for all boys.
meant
Went for the boy.
He's really the Kevin Spacey of the aqua community.
Shark's like, he didn't say stop. Straight no, quite a bit.
A lot.
He was yelling, help.
He was drowning. He was
help,
underwater. He could speak.
Help.
That's not my problem.
No, but never stop.
All I heard was, stop,
Dear God.
please don't stop. Just a shark.
I may have mixed those up in my brain. It's not, that's not
punctuation
my
He's
is
got the little
important.
flippers. Listen. I just want to say, he did not say stop. He said no.
Yes,
Please God, no.
I realize I'm wearing a tux. It's from the awards ceremony, but it's my only suit. And all I heard was don't and stop. And they're like, you can go,
Can't be
Bruce.
blamed.
It's a very gay name.
You can go. And the shark's like, listen, I'm gay. That is totally normal. Shark, we didn't ask you about being gay.
Well,
I just want you to know.
Look, we were doing a stage play,
it's
and
fine.
we were partying after.
I just was reading lines.
I'd recently come into a masturbatorium, and I just wanted to see what push the limits.
That's all. I don't see the problem. And I've had to learn to live my life as a homosexual shark. We have to make this sketch now, and you have to come back and be in it.
Be the shark.
As long as I can be the shark.
Animated shark.
It's the Jaws.
The Jaws
That's why he's called Jaws.
The Kevin Spacey Jaws interview.
Yeah. It was going to be called Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce. Kevin Spacey is about on a little boy in the poster.
Wasn't that a girl in the poster? Is that your problem with it?
Yeah, interesting. Says a lot about you.
Weird thing. Yeah. To point out.
You just go in Spacey's house and he has like 3 of those in every room. Like, this is odd. It's not. He's 18.
Yeah, he's 18.
Yeah.
Not in that poster, but now.
Yeah, but what?
So.
He doesn't look 18. Well, yeah, but I mean,
It's an
plays
artist
young.
rendition.
look, he's got a growth defect. All right, it's fine.
Don't point it out. It makes you feel bad.
Yeah, it's good. He didn't. He looks like he's 10, but he's 18.
It's not weird.
What?
It's not weird.
He has the
What?
penis of an 18-year-old.
But the mouth of a 10-year-old. Oh, I like it. It's painted red because I gave him a Slurpee.
Yes, exactly. It's not from blood. It's a little blood. So, Seinfeld, we're gonna jump on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's. Have you heard of this fella?
Yeah.
The Jerry's.
And
He's quite the up-and-comer.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. In a new profile.
Dating children, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes,
Yeah.
she
That
was
was a big thing.
17.
Technically.
There's rumors about that, huh?
There's not rumors, there's pictures. He
Yeah,
dated a
that's true.
17-year-old.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was New York where it
New York.
was
Yeah,
legal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Totally cool because it's
Yeah.
legal.
Be fine with that.
Yeah. It's so weird how many movies are about that, though, when you look back.
Woody Allen, everything Woody Allen did.
Well, Animal House,
Yeah.
where it just ends with him having sex with somebody who's like, and I'm 13. And the whole theater's like, ha, ha, ha. You got her.
But back in the day, you lived to like 28, so it was really fun.
That's true. We all died by 32. And John Belushi's in that movie.
So,
Bring it back.
Yeah, every movie was about that, though, like putting cameras in a girl's locker room.
yeah, Porky's.
Yeah,
The Rob Lowe
Porky's was
story.
Yeah, that's true. Rob Lowe also on film.
Yeah.
It's Rob Lowe, though.
That's the thing, is if you're attractive and charismatic enough, people don't care.
I know. You're
That's the rule.
preaching to the choir, Angela.
Rob Lowe, get low.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Jerry Seinfeld. What was he?
He did a 17-year-old, but it was
It's like
common knowledge.
90, like late 90s.
Early, yeah, later.
She's older now.
yeah.
What? Yeah.
So she's gross now?
So she's like old. Did he drop her? Is he still with her?
Well, had she been a year older, DiCaprio would have stepped in. Yeah. And then by 25, he would have been like, you beat it, you hag.
Get out of here. Crepid.
But in April, Seinfeld said that TV has grown unfunny because of PC crap and the extreme left, and that sitcoms today are failing because comedy writers and creators are too worried that they will offend their audiences. It's probably true.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's nepotism and a push to make a thing diverse more than being funny.
There's a lot of like.
I think that's what it is. I don't think. I mean, if you're gonna say shit, that's like if you get canceled for saying stuff right now, a lot of times it's kind of risky. But to me, I think everyone getting pushed on us right now is fucking nepotism. You look at all the biggest stars in the world. You look at all the music people coming out, nepotism. You look at fucking writers in a room, nepotism. It went around AI. Yeah. And I'm not even saying like gotta have white. I think everything should be diverse. 100%. I like the way that it's gotten, and I think it's
mostly white.
I enjoy multiple perspectives on stuff, but to push things, I think it should be funny, number one, diversity, number two, rather than going, let's make sure this looks like a paint swatch from fucking Home Depot, rather than something else.
Yeah, it's a college brochure, and it's just, it should just be about whatever family it is. It's the same as when you're young watching Fresh Prince, whatever. I don't know, I wasn't looking for diversity. Mm-hmm. I was just looking for the quality of a show.
I do like different perspectives.
It naturally happens.
Well, I think that's I do like the diversity in a writer's room where you have different perspectives, but at some point, have a rule that you got to have like 3 people in there, but then everything else should just be completely blank and go off of what is actually funniest. Look at script, because I don't really think they're doing that.
Well, I think you should hire people from all walks of life if you're trying to put together a quality TV show. That does make sense. It's more when you force somebody who doesn't have the talent into the room. Yeah. But when there's so many people that do, that's what bothers me. Like there's an abundance of people that can be in a writer's room that are insanely talented that are never going to get a break, and you probably know some.
And even like the diversity, just find someone who's actually talented in the thing you're trying to do. Don't just be like, hey, we got to get a fucking purple crown in here, so we're going to put a purple crown in here. Find the best purple crown you can find, and then put them in. But it seems like people are just being lazy, hiring people that they know or their boss's friends, hitting an agenda or something like that, rather than trying to make things funny. And I think that's why things have gone dog shit.
It's that checkbox, they're checking the box. And it ultimately hurts the diversity that they're trying to build, because you put people in the positions that can't do that job. And you have they get shit on because the movies that they make are shit, and they go, oh, it's because they're black.
And then the other side gets to get mad at that.
It's not that. It's because they put in people that don't know what they're doing, and they have no life expectancy, life experience. So
and any group now can get mad at another group. It seems that's what we've learned. Especially in the last few years, even with the Palestine shit and everything. It's like we're all learning now that it's like whoever needs to be attacked for the day, it doesn't matter. You will attack that group of people. It's not across the board. Let's just get rid of this group, this group, this group. It's just, who are we pissed off at today? And I think the problem, like, even when I was going out for In Living Color, the reboot that they were going to hire me on, it was all black writers, and I was being brought in, and I was like, that's cool. I'm in the Robert Schimmel role, like, that's fine. And then you have like Jim Carrey, was in the original as well. And you needed that perspective because you kind of need somebody to be a slight punching bag, and you need to know how to make fun of that and make it real and authentic. And I think that's important. I think there's a reverse of that as well. Yeah. Because anybody who's just doing something to mock the other side with absolutely no frame of reference to it is terrible. That's the problem with, I think people don't understand with comedy. Like, that's the line between bullying and attacking, and any sense of vulnerability and actual creativity is understanding the vulnerability and perspective of who you're trying to present.
Yeah.
So Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine, says she disagreed with Jerry. She said it was the consolidation of streaming services and the power and the money, basically holding down artists and freedom of expression. That was her take on.
Far more better. Also, for Jerry Seinfeld to be complaining that people aren't. Dog, you did fucking Seinfeld, the B movie, and a Pop-Tart movie. What the fuck are you complaining about PC? Who's haven't gotten mad at anything you've ever done. You've done clean comedy your whole life. Yeah. It's not like you did The Man Show where you're like, they're not letting girls bounce on fucking trampolines anymore. You talked about Pop-Tarts. You made a Pop-Tart movie. You made a fucking B movie. And you made about Seinfeld. PC is nothing you've ever dealt with in your life.
It's interesting.
What are you talking about?
If you look back, and it's not just because of the way that things have changed, it was irreverent TV, though, for the time. Like at least the Sponge episode, the fact that Johnny Cochran was Kramer's attorney or guy playing him. There was always these. They were really funny, but it had that curb element to it, just without the HBO ability to just do whatever you wanted. So it was a slightly adult show, but everything that he's put out since has been like deliberately geared to kids.
Yeah,
His version of PC, like 90s PC and PC now, are very different things. Like PC now isn't just saying something that's like slightly off color, might be a little inappropriate in some settings. It's almost anything that you disagree with the main narrative on CNN or whatever it is, or anything.
Or anything you disagree with.
Yes.
Someone who likes Fox News sees something else and they go,
same thing,
that's not the thing. Then someone who watches fucking MSNBC does the same thing. It's just this broad term, just like gaslighting or anything else that people use just for something that they're doing that they don't enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is everything shouldn't suit what you like.
No. And don't watch it. Don't fucking watch it if you don't like it.
And so much stuff now. You can watch whatever you want. There's so many different options. Just don't watch it.
And like PC in the 80s was Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. This woman saw the episode where Stephen Darcy is looking at a woman at a sex store and starts touching like the nipple of a mannequin, and wrote in like, I can't believe like anybody would watch this. It blew the show up. And the director's a lesbian named Amanda Burse who played Marcy. So it's like she, who I'm sure is very liberal, but at the time, it's like that was still comedy. Like they were still laughing at the same things because it was about joking around before it was about anything else. And I think that's when the problem comes in, is when we start policing something that's deliberately supposed to be comedy as opposed to something that you can tell is just... I mean, you shouldn't police anything. I think that's the beauty of freedom of speech in this country. But realistically, like when it comes to TV, it's policing anything at all that you don't enjoy, because now... PC, woke, all that, it's become this scapegoat term that prevents us from having any real conversation about it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're in a weird spot right now. For Julia to say it's only because the higher ups don't let you make whatever you want to make. I don't understand that, because
she's a billionaire.
And 2 years ago, they were giving out millions, like $100 million contracts like candy. Like everybody got one. And so like, who are these people that they're talking about have the consolidated money? You have the YouTubes, right? That where anybody can make anything.
Now you're getting fucking censored on that.
That's true.
Big time, yeah.
Big time. My buddy Fahim Anwar, I think one of the best comics in the country, not abrasive at all. He's getting flagged just because probably his name's Fahim Anwar. And some weirdos just getting flagged in that. And his stuff's getting flagged, and they're burying his special. And his special is excellent. And he did Rogan and everything. Even YouTube's being fucking weird. Everything's being too weird.
And it's both ways. That's the problem. And I think a lot of it, too, is it seems like, okay, this algorithm that places have, stupid rises to the top, almost no problem, as well as advertisements. Like clips where at the end they're also like, buy this dog bed. I like a lot of dog videos. But it's that where it's being pushed to the top. And I think a lot of people who have a voice that is even for either side, but is a little bit irreverent or honest, that seems to get pushed down. And I've noticed that with any side.
Well, when you do an algorithm, it's as many people are watching it. And guess who's watching it? 6 to 12-year-olds. And 6 to 12-year-olds, they can kind of fuck up an algorithm if these are the people that are liking all the kind of stuff and the stuff they don't like.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know how but yeah, it seems that anybody with a hard point of view, it's like, yeah, we didn't need to see that.
Yeah.
Put that out to the side.
Critical thinking isn't part of this
Well,
whole...
I think that's an interesting thing, too, because critical thinking is what we're talking about here. And one thing she said in that interview is that she finds when people push back against political correctness, even though there's a time and place for that, she feels that that's a red flag. Like, meaning you're not sensitive to the feelings of others and stuff. And so that's kind of where the, like, Jerry versus Elaine kind of thing comes from, because it's obvious that she's talking about he's made these statements.
I think you should be able to question any of that stuff. She did
You
say,
should.
She was like, sometimes it doesn't mean what it seems to mean. It doesn't just mean that they're questioning it. They could be like a dog whistle kind of thing.
Right.
It seemed like she was trying to.
Yeah, she was dancing around.
She was dancing around that thing a little bit, but like you should be able to ask any question and point out anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. But we do live in this world
The
that
serial movie just wasn't great.
The Pop-Tart one?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
That's what I mean. So I
didn't watch it.
people didn't like it because it wasn't woke.
Yeah.
They didn't like it because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Can I pause?
Sorry.
Go piss, dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna end right now.
Let's
We
end
can-
right now.
we are?
Yeah. But if you want,
What do we got? 10 more minutes?
we can make it 5.
We can
I
make
would
it-
love to
I
do.
gotta
10.
piss. We could all piss together.
All right, because we're gonna jump out in a second anyway.
Okay, then let's keep.
So where can we find you this weekend?
House of Comedy, Plano, Texas. Check me up on the internets. Scuba Steve Furey on most things, Steve Furey on everything else.
And of course, yeah, Plano House Comedy. Go there. And this weekend I will be in Indiana. Come out, Fort Wayne, Summit City Comedy Club. It's a blast.
Yo, check out Friday Night Tights on Fridays on the Nerdrotic channel. It's a lot of fun. Talk about nerd stuff.
And we now bring you to the end of the world. All right. A woman in Arkansas who did not know she was pregnant gave birth in a Golden Corral
Yikes.
and named the child after the restaurant.
What the hell?
That's right. What did she do immediately after giving birth?
She baptized the baby in the chocolate fountain.
I like that, Angela.
She said kids eat free, and then she refused to pay her bill.
Oh, that's smart.
It is smart, yeah.
Steve.
She asked, "Where's my other kid? Hometown buffet. Where's his daddy Sizzler?"
Furs.
I'm going to say either got back in her rascal scooter and went right back to the buffet or immediately bought the baby a tramp stamp.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Those are the two. Because if you're ever having sex with a young gal named Golden Corral, there's going to be some unsavory tattoo.
High likelihood of there being a tramp stamp.
Actually,
It's gonna be a gecko. It's
No,
gonna be
yeah.
Arizona trash.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
either way, fentanyl's going to kill it. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
That was fun. Thanks, guys.